My child is not trying to hurt me. I'm an adult now. I'm in charge. I'm not powerless. I'm powerful and I can do something.
What? That's okay.
As an African young lady growing up where I was always beaten for making mistakes like this little girl just did, when I first saw this video, I was like, oh my God, beat her. But then when I kept watching the video, I was like, why would you beat her? Why? Because this little girl literally hasn't learned 100% how to use her hands in a steady way like an adult. And it made me wonder, like, why is it that it's so normalized for Africans to hit their kids when they make mistakes? Why do you expect your child to do things in perfection to the same level as you, an adult, when you also know that it took you years to master some of the things that you can do? So, we should do better.
This is what gentle and respectful parenting should look like.
Look at me. I know you want attention, okay, but I'm going to do this live now, okay? So do you want to sit here? Okay, I don't want gum in my face like
She's
that
setting
again.
a boundary.
Do you understand? If you put the gum in my face like that again, I'm going to have to ask you to get down.
She's providing a consequence. And now she's going to listen. And all of this is done with compassion and understanding while also still being firm.
If anybody has a question that you can answer, then yes, you can answer a
She's
question.
giving space
But you
for her
cannot
daughter to
interrupt me and
participate.
you cannot put gum in my face.
And then setting
Deal?
a boundary again. Such a great example.
You don't say people numbers. It's hot on the bottom. Don't drop it. Not all the time. It's hot on the bottom. It's hot on the bottom.
This is what people think gentle parenting is.
Thank you for expressing your emotions by throwing that paper in my face. But would you kindly please not do that again?
When this is what gentle parenting is. Okay, why are we throwing papers? Because you were all done with the orange? Okay, great. Next time, just please don't throw it in my face. Can you just tell me that you're all done with the orange? Because you could really hurt somebody. And I don't really like paper thrown in my face. Why don't you try throwing it into the trash can? All gentle parenting is addressing the situation without using physical or verbal abuse.
Dinner's ready, sit down. Oh, I'm really not hungry. What do you mean you're not hungry? Sit down, we're eating dinner. Seriously, you're just not gonna eat. I made all this food and you're just gonna waste it all. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm not hungry. Well, there's starving children in Africa and you're just gonna waste all this food? I don't know why I'm not hungry. I'm sorry, Whatever, clean up your plate and go. Seriously, what are you doing? I was gonna get a snack. I'm really hungry now. So dinner earlier wasn't good enough for you, but now snacks are. That's great. Okay, that's great. I won't eat. Hey, dinner's ready. Oh, I'm really not hungry. I'm not hungry. You okay? Everything all right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really not hungry today. Okay, do you still want to sit with us while we eat? Would it be okay if I just went in my room? Yeah, that's fine. Just come out if you get hungry, okay? Hey, just checking in. Are you hungry yet? You never ate, and I just want to make sure you get something in your system so you don't feel sick. Oh, yeah, I don't know why I wasn't hungry earlier. I just wasn't hungry at all, but I am now. I'm gonna come out and get a snack. Yeah, no problem. There's leftovers in the fridge from dinner if you want those. Otherwise, you know where the snacks are. I just want to make sure you have something in your system. Okay, yeah, thanks. But you're sure everything's all right? We're all good? Yeah, I just had a bad day. I'll talk to you about it later, though, okay? No problem. Whenever you're ready.
How on earth are kids who are gentle parented going to be able to survive the big tough world? How are they going to handle being in a classroom where they're not always treated kindly and gently and respectfully like they are at home? Let's talk about it. The other day, my child came home with this picture in her backpack of her crying. And I was like, hey, what's that about? You want to talk about it? And she said, yeah, a teacher got in my face and yelled at me at recess. And I was like, oh, okay, what happened? And she explained how I think the teacher was having a rough day and she took it out on me and she yelled at me right in my face, which is something she does not experience at home. And then she said that it made her mad, and she felt mad until quiet time where she was able to draw a picture about it, which helped take her mind off of it and, as she said, make the mad feeling go away. My child did not crumble when she was faced with disrespect. Instead, she was able to recognize this isn't what I deserve and this really doesn't have much to do with me. And then she was able to identify her mad feeling, feel her mad feelings, and then find a way to process those mad feelings and make them go away. So by the time I was picking her up from school, she was fine. She was over it. And had I told her in other scenarios to put her anger away and that she's not allowed to express those feelings in our home, she would not have the tools to process them or to feel comfortable feeling them, and she would likely store them in her body and act out later in the day. Not only are they going to survive the big tough world, they're going to thrive because they're not going to have to spend the majority of their adulthood healing from their childhood.
That's not even what I said. I didn't even say that. Why are you trying to put words in my mouth and act like I'm doing something like bad against...
Make a request? Can I please make a request? So I know you're upset and I know that you're wanting to hang up right now, but I would just like to make a request. I would like to ask that when I'm vulnerable with you and when I share how you make me feel, like when I get hurt sometimes, that instead of arguing with me, that you would understand how I feel and ask me questions about it so that we can work through it together instead of automatically trying to make sure it's not your fault and you're not in the wrong. And also that when you respond, you don't try to give me excuses or reasons. Instead, you could ask me, hey, do you want to understand why I did what I did? And then sometimes I might say yes and sometimes I might say no. But I would really just appreciate if you could be more understanding of how I feel.
Well, I would appreciate if you didn't put words in my mouth and act like I'm always trying to be against you. I only love you and I really, really need you in my life. And you need to understand that and actually listen to what I'm saying. You didn't
Niño, hay que hablarle durito para que obedezcan.
Usted cuando estaba en el colegio, usted tuvo un maestro que quería mucho.
Sí, yo sí me acuerdo.
Sí.
Sí.
Y usted le obedecía y los otros niños le obedecían.
Sí, le obedecíamos todos.
¿Y él les gritaba?
No, él era muy suave para hablar.
Bueno, entonces, esa es la prueba de que no necesita alzar la voz.
Oh, you're hitting. Are you feeling angry? It's okay to feel angry. Let's use gentle hands, okay? Hey, okay, you're hitting me right now, and I can tell that you're feeling angry, and it's okay to feel that way, but it is not okay to hit, sister. Let's figure out what you need, because I'm here to help you, but I'm not going to let you hit me to get what you want. Are you wanting me to put my phone down so we can spend some time playing together? Okay, I can totally do that. Hey, next time that you're feeling angry, instead of hitting me, just come up and say, "Excuse me, Mama, I want to play." Okay?
I'll play.
I want to play.
I think we need to just take a moment and calm down and try to, I don't want to calm down. I'm going to be mad. Okay, and that's really great. And I'm glad you're expressing yourself about your need to feel those emotions. But I think if we just took a second, no, I don't need a second. I'm just mad. Let me be mad. Okay, we could take some time and we can kind of revisit that topic of you assaulting our neighbor with a shovel a little bit later. He started it. Sure. And I understand you feel like he had something to do with your aggression, but we're all responsible for our own actions, right? No matter how we feel, we need to be held accountable for the things that we do with those emotions, right? And we've talked about ways we can handle those emotions, right? The breathing don't help. Breathing is a good exercise to do, but also, being just aware of your surroundings, feeling the chair you're sitting in, smelling the smells, hearing to the small noises, just grounding yourself and feeling the moment. Fuck that shit.
Heaven help a fool falls in love. Ophelia, you've been on my mind, girl, since the flood.
Let me tell you about a couple rules we have in my house for kids. My son is only one, so this applies to our nieces and nephews who range everywhere from 2 to 18. If it is in my kitchen, you can eat it or drink it, with the exception being alcohol. Any food is better than no food, and I will not make comments about what you're choosing to eat. I will not comment on what you're choosing to wear. I don't have to like your style or the shirt you're wearing, but I sure as hell don't have to tell you that. The only exception being, hey, it's really cold out, let's put a jacket on. You can take it off when we get there. I will never criticize your choice in music, style, TV show, movie, interest, anything like that. No matter how annoying I find that song, I will never tell you to turn it off. It is incredibly important for kids to find out who they are and what they like and be their true authentic selves. I will never make comments about your body. What I mean by that is comments will never be made about gaining or losing weight or changes in your body that you may perceive as different or negative. Our bodies change so much throughout our lifetime, especially in childhood and teen years. The last thing you need is somebody telling you that they've noticed that you've gained or lost weight. Once again, the only exception for body comments is going to be stuff like, hey, you have something stuck in your teeth. Our house is a safe space at all times. No topic is off the table. If you have questions, you come ask it. If I don't have the answer, we're going to go figure it out. I will always give you the most honest and factual information that I can. And if I cannot, we will figure out a way to get you the information you need. And last is, I will always, always, always come get you. If you are in a situation where you feel unsafe, pressured by your friends, you don't want to be there, you don't like it, you call or text me. You do not need to explain anything. You say, here's where I am, I need a ride, and I will be there. You will never, ever, ever be in trouble for calling me drunk, saying, I need a ride home, I don't feel safe. Because I would much rather see you be safe than hurt. I also tell these kids that I have absolutely no problem acting and pretending to be the bad guy for you. If you are too embarrassed to tell your friends that you don't want to be there and you don't want to be drinking or smoking or doing whatever else with them, you call me or text me and say, hey, pretend to yell at me, and I will put on a show. I think too often when it comes to teenagers especially, that the parents and other adults in their lives forget what it's like to be a teenager. And that's not fair. We were young, we were dumb, we made mistakes. These kids are going to do it all over again. The difference is you can let them make the mistakes with no support net, or you can help them through it, so maybe they'll make less mistakes. Maybe they'll make less bad choices. Be the safe space for your kids.